phrases we touch in our astral bodies, in our physical bodies, in our mental bodies with this pose. Thank you for being here. I'm touching up on a subject that I have a lot of brothers and sisters, a lot of people that I know and don't know, but I hear about through the grapevine, going through the struggle of relationships, and they're looking to feel what is closest to a healthy relationship or a modern day relationship. So here I am, Baba Raha, giving you the difference in 5 minutes of polygyny and polygamy, and how this is a little, addition, but how this is modern to what truly is. So from the get-go, I have to go ahead and flat out say that I'm an occultist and I'm an alchemist, and that I'm neither polygynist or polygamist. Okay? So let me go ahead and let you know that I'm coming from a neutral concept, but you have to understand that I am an alchemist and I am an occultist. So these things are tiered. There's different levels. So what you have is a polygamist and a polygynist. To start off, polygyny pretty much means one man with multiple consorts, or what people call today wives. And then you have polygamy, which is a little bit more what some like to see as flexible or liberating, but it really just means that there's multiple men and multiple women, and they're doing their thing, and they're not monogamous. Now, monogamy is saying that I get with you, you get with me, and that's it for this lifetime, right? So what we have is, from an occult understanding, from an actual understanding of nature, I have to stop right there. I have to let you know what occult means. Occult just means hidden. So think with me for the next 5 seconds about what is hidden. Some things come up to your mind. What's hidden? Like the inside of your body, that's hidden. The energy exchange with monetary funds that comes to your account, that's hidden. The life that you live in that nobody has flat out in front of you built the house, built the car, built the city, all that's hidden. So pretty much what an occultist is, it pretty much says if it's not flat out in front of you, where you're working on it right in front of your face, then, and there's other things that are going in play that you don't get to see, then that's a cult. That's all that means, is that things happen in what you can call a subconscious, a power that makes things happen and gets things done. At the same time, most people don't even go into the details of that, and what an occultist does is goes into the details of it. That's all it is. So when we're looking at nature, we literally see that everything in nature is actually polygynous. When there are mothers having their children, every single child up into a certain developmental stage is actually a woman. And this is why there is actually a lot more women on this earth plane, this initiation plane called Earth. There's a lot more women on Earth than there are men. So with that simplicity, everything is polygynous. All that means is that naturally the woman gene is in everything in nature. The woman gene is going to be more expressed on a level of light. Now, going back to the simplicities, I'm talking about nature, right? So, with that being said, even in polygamy or even in monogamy, there is polygyny, no matter what. Because what you will see is that even in polygamy or monogamy, what you will have is men will look to see more women because that is nature. We look to at least see more women, be with more women, because that is honoring not our nature, but just nature itself. What nature is doing in men is saying, yes, you have the ability to create life and be conscious through these lifetime bloodlines if you so choose to. Yet, if you don't see that this is the natural order of everything in reality, that everything in reality is already a queendom, that no matter what, there is a matriarchy, and we even associate math with masculinity, so we have to balance that out. A matriarchy is masculine as much as it is feminine, because math is mayat, mayat is matriarchy. We get to see that everything in its balance will even show you that life in general is polygynous. You have poly, which means multiple, and then genes, genie, and all the synchronisms that go with genes. Every single symbol in nature is a replica, reflection, refraction of the genes. And so you're taking it to the level of, hey, if I want to be a polygamist, which means that I don't want to tell my female lover that she can't have another man, or I don't want to tell my male lover that that I'm going to be with multiple men as a woman, then we're looking at what level are we communicating at? Because if we're communicating on a level of, okay, well, I want to ascend my soul, I want to ascend my bloodline, I want to ascend everything that is prepared to help me ascend, then we have to look at nature as being polygynous, as in the way that things sprout and continue their replication of self through just being consciousness flowing through multiple bloodlines, whether that's linear or non-linear fashion. If you want to take it there, we have to look at everything in nature has a balance of polygyny is the core of nature. Men are only birthed out of the womb in a higher intelligence of, hey, we need another male on this spectrum, or hope to have another male on the spectrum. And what you see right now is nature is looking to even decrease the male population on the current timeline that 99% of y'all live in, which is 2022. So with the males decreasing, and a lot of people like to say the government's doing that, but it's nature, it's a higher intelligence. And when I even say nature, I'm not even talking about just Mother Nature, I'm just talking about higher intelligences at force, right? So that is addressing the mother, but also addressing everything else. So nature in itself is saying, okay, let's go ahead and address what the light spectrum wants to show. And so you have males decreasing, and it's already a 1-to-3 ratio that come out of the womb, whether that's known to you or not, but that's also everything else in nature. So there can be definitely arguments with these statements, but that is not for me. Those arguments are not for me. Now, I just want to add on top of that that a lot of the polygynist or polygamous movements, the movements themselves haven't moved. There is an increasing trend, which means there is an increasing awareness, but that just is the first step. When it comes to actually embodying what it actually feels like to actually relate, and relate in the most natural way that is going to express this polygynous gene reflection, then you will see that, oh, okay, like I can't look to modern man that just feels that they, want, to have as much as possible from an ego sense and be like, oh, that makes sense. You have to look at where have they applied the actual knowledge of these understandings of what nature really is, okay? So that's been 5 minutes. The opposition of polygamy and polygyny, it's really not a clash against each other. It's really just understanding that regardless, this is happening in monogamous relationships. This is happening. Men are constantly looking, when they see a woman that looks potential to them, they are lit up because this is their natural gene state. And when we are neglecting our natural gene state, it doesn't mean that we have to go into a full-out relationship with a girl that lights us up. But at the same time, we cannot deny our natural gene state. And when you see that, you see all types of melanin deficiency on a grandiose scheme. You see men losing their life force energy on a grandiose scheme. You pretty much just see that there is not an honor to this polygynous state. And there's not an honor even to, or if there's not an honor to the polygynous state, that means there's not an honor to relating with even self, nature in general. So what we have is a lot of propaganda, paparazzi. We have a lot of push from different sources to keep you confused. But in totality, if you're not having fun and it doesn't feel great to you, then you're probably not present, you're probably not conscious. In totality. Now, once you get into actually being conscious and present a lot, you will see that, hey, I can actually observe nature because I can actually be here to observe nature. Once you're observing nature, things make a lot more sense, and you see the reasons why the light spectrum that you call your memory or your life has been what it has been is because there are certain mathematics or myots or matriarchies that are always at play. Always at play. Now, if you ask me, if you got to the end of this video, if you ask me, ancient royal haremship that comes from occult alchemy understandings and acceptances is the form of or fashion of or style of relating that is just embodied inside of me. And the lovers that come into my reality, they get that sense, and that's just what it is. They can either choose to listen to the wisdom that is coming from this embodiment and eventually take it on, and embody it themselves or not. And that's what it is. So again, we're here with it. Thank you so much for being here. This is a praise and a cheers, a homage and a hail to us just being here and being so here. We come to this point of power in our coherency in the way that we listen to each other, just from our body language. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, praises.